when you finally get that thing, that feeling that you got, that just tells you this is the thing you really want to support, because it makes you just feel really good that it will make a major difference, not just today, but for tomorrow, that's when the money comes out, and that you just want to give back to make sure that it's going to survive, and that your legacy will be that it will be sustained going forward and when you're no longer here. I went to Penn in 1967. There were 7 women in the class. There were almost no women on the faculty. The men ran the shows. You either learned to get along with men and make it work, or you weren't going to survive. No crying, no saying you were sorry about it. You had to just really perform well and be as strong or even better than the male students in order to survive. I loved it, because I never had a problem with that. I always knew I was going to be a doctor since I was 4 years old. My father was a pharmacist. He wanted to be a doctor. He was not able to get into medical school at that time, and never ever doubted myself that I could become that. Never. So that was my path. I was on it. No question I was going to become a doctor. I started out basically getting a clinical appointment at University of Penn in the Department of Medicine, the new division called nephrology division. At that time, the government had just decided that they were going to make dialysis for people under 65 be acceptable to be paid for by Medicare. And for that reason, I was asked to set up a whole series of dialysis programs for the hospital and then the medical school.
Did dialysis exist before this?
No. First dialysis for people became operational in basically 1976. Before that, it was all just experimental. So if you had a kidney problem, an acute kidney problem, the likelihood you did not survive. But in 1976, we built a 22-station dialysis unit. People came to those units 3 times a week and survived. I never felt like I went to work. I just loved what I did. Being able to help people, get them better, have them leave the hospital when they walked in and thought they weren't going to make it, gives you some really phenomenal feelings that you've really done something really good. I became emeritus in 2024. What that did give me more time to be involved in some other things that I consider to be philanthropic, meaning in some ways very similar to being in medicine, and that's like giving back in some way to helping people get better, do things that improves their lives, and that's allowed me to be able to be put on the board of the Gulf Coast Community Foundation, which a phenomenal foundation that gives back to the community and to individuals, but also then wants to make a change, a sustained change that absolutely makes a difference. So one of the other major organizations that we've come very supportive of is Sarasota Memorial Healthcare Foundation. They are involved in doing research. And as part of both of our careers, my husband and myself, research really leads to the next breakthroughs that are going to happen. Those breakthroughs don't happen unless people have the financial support. I've been also very involved in the Selby Gardens. We met Jennifer Romanicki. I never gardened. I knew nothing about orchids at all. But plants, as you know, give oxygen in the air, so we wouldn't be living on this planet if we didn't have oxygen. Plants make drugs. We wouldn't have certain drugs for people if we didn't, have gardens that grew certain plants. And sometimes you worry that you don't have the money to do it, so people are not going to want you to be involved in philanthropy. But that's really not the right thought. In the beginning, it's your time. Give your time. Get involved. Don't have to give back anything else other than you, showing what you can do and how you can be helpful for that organization. And then when life treats you well and you do have the financial ability to do it, then at the end, you can therefore give back financially to these organizations.